Hey, I'm watching your replay, Nick, if you are here. Mute. Anyway, this is the game we just played. I just wanted to see what's going on from Nick's perspective, because all I know is my own perspective, and that's not very Nick-like. So, Mr. Von Hellion Opener, you still get quite the early CC. Oh, Nick's back. Nick's back, guys. Stop it.
So what do I do, man?
I'm watching the replay. I'm gonna try to figure out what do I do, man, because I can't tell when I'm just focusing on larva injecting and making things. But in all of these games, I've basically two-based. I've never secured a third, and my biggest problem as Zerg is always securing the third, and the third getting knocked down, and the third. It's just like, it makes very little sense for a Zerg to try to kill you two-base versus two-base. It also makes very little sense for you to try to kill him two-base versus two-base, you know? These early pushes are meant to keep the Zerg honest. They're not meant to win. And if you do an early push like that when I don't even have a third... That's not keeping me honest. That's just playing into my hands because I'm two-basing.
In two of the Druby replays, he does exactly that. He pushes on Metalopolis against a Zerg who's two-basing, does a ton of damage with just like good.
What units did the Zerg have?
Tanks. Huh?
What units did the Zerg have?
Banelings and Banelings.
I don't have any Banelings. Banelings are a big investment money-wise, and they don't help against this kind of push because you're not marine heavy. I'm still watching the replay. I'm at 9 minutes. I think that two-base versus two-base, you should be way ahead of me on economy with your early expansion too, and I feel like you weren't. So I'm fast-forwarding to check your worker count and stuff, but no, you had 42 workers at 10 minutes, which is fine. Did you put them all at the wrong place or something? No, they were evenly spread. You had not enough production facilities to spend all your money at all. You had like almost $1,500 when you pushed. You also had the ability to drop 2 mules, but hadn't done so yet. But it's not like you were behind. You're just, you know, there.
Well, see, I'm trying to hit a timing, but I'm not really sure what timing I'm supposed to hit. Like, if I knew ahead of time you were going to two-base, I would just go Uber ups and beat you in economy in a late game. But I'm afraid of you just letting you macro up, and I can't really pressure you without committing to an early army, committing to, you know, that like 3 tank and handful of Marines push at 9-10 minutes.
Well, I think if you were gonna push at 10 minutes, which I don't think you should have done, but if you're gonna push at 10 minutes, you should have tried to make sure you had enough buildings to spend all your money by then. You know, like, pushing when you have $1,200 in the bank doesn't make a lot of sense. But even that said, you came out ahead by double on the damage done in that attack. And then the follow-up attack when you had all your Hellions in a row, like, even further ahead for Nikki. So, I mean, you did $2,500 of damage, and I only did 1,400 or something. And then, yeah. So it was good, and that should put you ahead, especially considering when we're both on two-base and you have 2 mules, you're ahead economically too. But you never took your extra naturals gas. So we were even on workers, you have 2 mules, but you were behind on income just because you didn't take your extra gas. Not that I'm saying you should, but kind of surprised to see.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to get... I'm just not sure how to macro. Like, when do I plop down a bunch of barracks to prepare? Like, I want to be ready to push out, and if I put down 8 racks to prepare for like 5 minutes from now, that means I can't push
until 5 minutes from now.
Like 8 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, or until that stuff starts paying for itself. So I want to hit a timing, and I want to hit an effective timing, but I'm just not sure what
well, I can't speak like, for every Zerg in the world, but the Zergs that I've watched, and myself personally, at 8 minutes, we have a very small army and a ton of drones. But then we've saturated both of our bases, so there's no point in making any drones for the next 3 or 4 minutes. So if you hit 3 minutes after I cap saturation, that's the worst time ever to push. Right? So if a Zerg takes an early third and you scout that there's actually drones mining there, then it's a good time to push. But if a Zerg takes an early third and there's nothing mining there, or doesn't take an early third, or you deny the early third, he's going to have a bigger army than you. Because he just doesn't have to spend money on drones at all, because what would the point be, you know? So I would say either attack at 8 minutes or don't attack until you see the third go up. And it's just like in TVP, when you go 1-1-1 and you have this good composition of siege tanks and banshees with no upgrades on your infantry and stuff, you're not waiting for anything, so you can literally push out at any moment. And so you're just waiting to see the signal from him when it's time to push out. I think that's what you want to be doing, you know? Find a composition that you can keep adding to that'll just keep...
Find that, but...
my StarCraft.
Yeah, but as soon as I go mech build or build that have low marines, I get muta raped. Like I just...
Yeah, I don't think no marines,
got, like,
but
a Thor and